Here's a deadline story, um, and it's pretty interesting. So this is from May 4th, just a couple days ago, and this is a very, very preliminary story. But it says, "Out of this world, Tom Cruise plots movie to shoot in space with Elon Musk's SpaceX." It says exclusive. I'm hearing that Tom Cruise and Elon Musk's SpaceX are working on a project with NASA that would be the first narrative feature film and action adventure to be shot in outer space. It's not a Mission Impossible film, and no studio is in the mix at this stage, but look for more news as I get it. But this is real, a bet in the early stages of liftoff. So they are claiming that Tom Cruise, who is well known for doing many of his own stunts and some death-defying stunts at that, amazing stunts at that. In fact, we've been covering some of the stuff that's been going on with the Top Gun Maverick, which I know Dave has been highly anticipating, as have I. And one of the things that came out in the coverage of that was that Tom Cruise wanted to go up in like a, not only did he go up in a real fighter jet, but he actually wanted to pilot it, and they said no. So Tom Cruise is obviously a real thrill seeker when it comes even to his filmmaking process. And it looks like this is something that they're seriously looking into, that there are preliminary discussions for Tom Cruise to film an actual movie in outer space. What do you think of that, Dave?
I had heard this because it actually made like the nightly CBS News. So I saw this actually covered actually a little while before we started recording the show tonight. I'm not too terribly surprised at this idea that Tom Cruise would want to take this to like the next level. I think with every film he's looking for a new hook or a new stunt. So this is an interesting idea. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going to be different that they're going to capture that we kind of haven't already seen in a science fiction movie to this point, other than the fact that it's actually shot in space for real. So I'm as we learn more about it, I'm interested. I'm curious because normally I like most of the films that Tom Cruise has done. Like I can't think of a Tom Cruise movie I went and saw that I didn't like. And he's made some pretty good films people don't talk about very much, like, you know, on the science fiction. And like I enjoyed Oblivion. I never hear anybody talk about Oblivion. I thought Oblivion was a pretty fun sci-fi movie. Felt like a little bit like a 70s throwback kind of film, but I enjoyed Oblivion. And then there was what's the Live, Die, Repeat one? I know that has multiple movie titles, but it's the one where he dies and then he gets resurrected and brought back.
Oh yeah, that's a great underrated film.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that film, and I have the same problem because the marketing's confusing. Like you said, there's multiple titles to that film, and it was a real surprise to me when I saw that film. I really enjoyed that. That was an original sci-fi film, not a franchise, and I remember being like, "Wow, that's really cool. That's a neat idea."
Edge of Tomorrow, Bobby Chambers actually just came into the comment. Edge of Tomorrow. You're correct, Bobby Chambers. That's right. Edge of Tomorrow. That was a really good, a really fun science fiction film. And then I enjoyed the Jack Reacher movies. I enjoyed all the Mission Impossible movies. Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of fun stuff. So I'm, one of my most anticipated films of this year was Top Gun Maverick. So, I'll be excited to see what he comes up with and what they do with it. It was weird because I'd heard this story, but as you were reading it, I kept thinking about they released the first Space Force trailer with Steve Carell, which is sort of like a comedy series from the people that did The Office. And as you were reading the story, I kept seeing that stuff play out on my head, but obviously it wouldn't be anything like that. It'd be something a lot more fun. In terms of like action, adventure, entertainment. No, I mean, as we learn more, I'm curious to see. Like I said, he's done a lot of fun science fiction films that I've really enjoyed over the last several years. So, yeah, I mean, I'm down. I like I said, my only thought is I can't imagine what they're going to do that they haven't somehow simulated at this point, other than this time it would be for real.
Orville Nation says, I bet they will actually do this in a few years. And I'm thinking they will too. Tom Cruise is just crazy enough to do this. He's the one guy I think that could actually make this happen. I think he has some good relationships as far as with the military and things like that, where I think he actually could get this done. And then Manisan is in the house too. And he was giving a shout out to Orville Nation as well. Manisan, it's good to see you in the chat. And please feel free to make comments or questions or what have you. So, but I think I'm looking forward to this. I think it would be awesome to see a film actually made in space. I'm totally on board, pun intended. And I think that would just be amazing. Madison also says, seems like Tom Cruise enjoyed his stint remaking Top Gun so much that he'd like to aim a little higher. I see what you did there, Manasan. I see what you did there. And yes, I agree. I think that's exactly what he's doing. I think, let's face it, Tom Cruise is getting older and he's accomplished a lot. Where else is there to go? It's time to get off the planet. You know what I mean? Where else can you go now? Literally, right?
Very true. Very true. Cool.